This program is made possible by the subscribers of KCTS 9.
This man is about to go out before millions of Americans and make a fool of himself. It's his job. And you'll find out why he does it, how he does it, and who helps him do it.
Just before you go out, you're listening to that music play. It's real scary. It's like that at the Tonight Show, too. You're listening to that music play. Oh, it never gets to be old hack. Your heart's always really beating a mile a minute before you go out from behind the curtain. You're afraid, and you're excited at the same time. I mean, you want to get out there and do it and get it over with, really. But it's always scary. It's always nervous excitement.
Please say hello to a very funny man, Mr. George Miller. George!
George Miller is a stand-up comic. He's been a regular on the Carson and Letterman shows.
How you doing?
Good. Can I do one more plug?
Sure.
I'm at the new South Atlantic. No, wait a minute. The South in South Atlanta at the
Like hundreds of other comics and would-be comics, George Miller mostly plays the comedy clubs around the country, like Giggles in Seattle. It's his business to make people laugh.
Today's my favorite day because I get to watch my favorite program, The Outdoor Sportsman. Boy, if there's anything I can't get enough of, it's televised fishing. Why don't they just show somebody mowing their lawn? Hey, you want to watch the Super Bowl? Are you kidding? This guy's about to bait his hook. Well, sometimes I do have kind of caustic humor, I guess. I was really influenced by Morton. It was always by far my favorite comedian, and he would nail specific people. And if I can think of a joke about somebody specific, and it's a good laugh, I really enjoy that. You know the woman I always wanted to meet? Sybil. Multiple personalities. The thing is good. It kind of evens out. Makes up for some of the people who have none. And also, if it's a little nasty, I've always loved sick jokes. All my life I've liked sick jokes. I always wanted to meet Sybil so I could say to her, "Who the hell do you think you are?"
For George Miller, there are several ways to come up with funny material.
You know, you can sit down and think, peanut butter, 2 hours worth of peanut butter thoughts. And then you get something out of that. But I never do that. I used to do that when I was having to write for people. That's boring. And so otherwise, you just live your life. And you'll hear something in conversation which might trigger a joke. You'll see something in the paper. You might watch something on television like that. And just, as Mort Saul says, it occurs to you. And then you just to try it out. Have you noticed how they really insult us? They really think we're stupid on TV. Here's some of the stuff I've actually heard. Want high quality at low discount prices? No, we want to pay big dough for products. Why are people drinking Diet Coke? Because they're fat and thirsty.
There are many ways to get laughs, and George Miller has his own unique style.
Unlike other people working today, he constructs very nice, very interesting, very witty, intelligent jokes, whereas other people may be doing physical comedy or observational comedy or sort of just comedic musing that is verbalized. But to just sit down and take a thought that is funny and turn it into just a tiny little joke is a very precise talent.
When I read this article, it said, your car reflects your personality. I got ticked off. I don't have a car.
Each comic has his own method for putting jokes together into an act.
Well, I just do subjects. I'll do all jokes on food, all jokes on sex, and all jokes on drugs, and then there'll be some killer jokes and some good jokes in there, hopefully, and some new jokes. Greg, thank you very much.
To find out if the new jokes really work, you need an audience. And for George Miller and many other comics in the Los Angeles area, a good place to try out new material is the Comedy Store.
I have this philosophy. I get up every day, I say the same thing. Forget about yesterday, that was in the past. Don't worry about tomorrow, that's in the future. Just live each day in the present. Live each day to its fullest. Then I go back to bed.
Now, just because this crowd laughs doesn't mean the joke will end up in the act.
Now, this crowd tonight was very, very good. Sometimes you can't trust them if they're too good, because then Just like if they're real bad, it's not good to try out new jokes on, because they probably won't laugh at your old stuff that's been, you know, proven to be pretty good. And the same if the crowd is really hot, then sometimes you'll say, oh, I got 5 new jokes, and then you'll try it with a more normal crowd, or, you know, a pretty good crowd, and some of that stuff won't go over. You got to try new jokes every night. Let's see what I did here. And if the joke works well, of course, you leave it in your act. And if it bombs night after night, what I do is I set the joke aside temporarily. I put it in what I call my inactive file, and then eventually sell it to a new guy just starting out.
Keeping track of new material and how the audience reacts is important to a comic.
Well, I have a little tape recorder, because I have no memory now, you know. And so what I do is, I used to be able to remember. I could do 20 new jokes at the Ice House years ago, and I could pretty well remember what they got, or at least I thought I remembered. But now, with my memory and everything else slipping, of course, I use my little tape recorder every night, and then you can just listen back and see if you did the joke right, because the new jokes are kind of, you know, you may doctor them up a little bit. Maybe you don't do them exactly the same.
There's no question that Grape Nuts is right for you. The question is, are you right for Grape Nuts? Well, gee, I sure hope I can qualify. Oh, yeah, Grape Nuts, the simple cereal, like Corn Flakes, is real complicated. Hey, want Corn Flakes? Oh, no, no thanks. I don't want to get in over my head.
I did one joke tonight that worked much better in another place. I had a joke about Dirk Pearson on Larry King saying, can you control your hunger? And the joke was, yeah, Dirk, I control it with a vending machine. Now, that had gotten a little bit on a couple of occasions, so I put it in during my commercial section where it's all pretty big laughs.
This friend of mine mixes Nabisco shredded wheat and Grape Nuts in the same bowl. Yeah, I'm anxious to try that. I've never eaten hay and little rocks at the same time. Can you control hunger? Yeah, with a vending machine.
I slipped it in, and it was on the roll, so I got a good laugh also. It might be a joke that can't really stand on its own, or else maybe the fact that I shortened it and put it in another place helped it out.
Hey, I really enjoyed talking to you. Have a nice time tonight. Thank you very much.
George Miller makes getting laughs look easy, but there's one time that makes any comic feel self-conscious.
When you're bombing, yeah, when you're not doing well, you feel real self-conscious. You get a little sweat, what they call flop sweat. It's real embarrassing, horrible feeling. Yeah, if you're doing good, hey, you can be, hey, I got it made, you know.
So I am the socially conscious.
Bombing on national TV is bad business for the comic and the show. That's why every comic on the Letterman Show reviews his material with the segment producer, Robert Morton.
I'll see how it's going, and if there's a couple jokes that I think I might save till the next section with relatives, if it's a little bit shaky, I'll put these in because they're real strong. The relative joke. Okay.
All the people that come on the show, it's my job to work out with them what they're going to talk about, what they're going to do. If it's a comedian, I go over the jokes, I go over the the stand-up set, I go over the lead-ins for the panel. I mean, if George Miller was on the show, I mean, I would sit down with him and we go over all the jokes and what he wants to do, and then decide how Dave will get him into all the material.
You still looking for a gimmick the last time you were here?
Still looking for a gimmick. What happened was, now the first time I was doing this a few months ago, you recall, I came on, I had little-known facts. Mm-hmm. That'll lead into the first 2 jokes, see?
Okay.
I think it'd be the best.
Desperately look. What are the jokes? Give me that.
These are actual little-known facts. Did you know, I would start out with, do you know?
Sure.
98% of all the Visine used in this country runs down the side of your face.
We don't like topical comedy. We don't want comedy that'll be dated in 2 days or 5 days. We're looking for more observational type comedy.
Anyway, Little Known Facts is dead, and now I'm the socially conscious.
So from now on, you're the George Miller, the socially conscious comedian.
Yeah, my Hollywood friends and I are concerned about a number of things. And that will lead into 5 jokes concerning the poor and the homeless.
All right.
They say that there are 2 million people in this country who are hungry every day.
Right.
And I think that's absolutely true. Hell, I'm hungry right now. Then we do this joke I think that we talked about last time that we didn't get to, where I call it my friend Herman Bursky.
Yeah.
Herman